Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today I wanted to talk to you about how Islamic finance is failing the real test. I think this topic is important not only for the industry professionals, but for every Muslim. And we got to understand as to where we are failing, what we need to do as an Islamic finance industry professionals, and what can our governments do to fix the issues which we are facing as professionals, as government officials, and as consumers. Islamic finance is booming around the world. Currently, there are 500 Islamic banks operating in 75 different countries around the world. Islamic banking is growing at 10 to 15% on per annum basis. In fact, non-Muslim countries are also tapping into the growing Islamic finance market by issuing sukuk or Islamic bonds in droves. The growing field of ours was supposed to help lift up the masses from the pangs of poverty and give them access to basic financial services. However, so far, the growing clout of Islamic financial assets around the globe has failed to mitigate income inequality so widespread in Muslim countries. In the 60s, economists like Mahbub al-Haq, Simon Kuznets, and other proponents of capitalism thought that the balancing forces of growth, competition, and technological process lead in later stages of development to reduce inequality and greater harmony among the classes. However, that has proved to be wrong in most parts of the world. The exponential growth in Islamic financial assets in the past 2 decades has raised income for corporations, the top managers, substantially in many Muslim countries. However, income levels for workers at the bottom did not grow that much. Same is the case with the Islamic finance of today. It seems to be following the footsteps of conventional finance or capitalism as we know it today in every sense of the word, from product structuring to marketing and everything in between. Despite all the fanfare in the growing field of Islamic finance, no significant data suggests that any Muslim country was able to reduce income inequality by utilizing excess liquidity in Islamic financial assets. Islamic economists as well as practitioners so far have failed to suggest and implement ways to reduce income inequality among the masses in Muslim countries. Why is it so? The other day, we published a story on how much assets Muslim individuals, governments, institutions, and other stakeholders have, while tens of millions of people around the world are suffering from abject poverty in most Muslim countries. The policymakers, as well as Islamic finance practitioners, have to give a serious thought on how the poorest of the poor could also benefit from the growing assets of the Islamic financial industry. If it's not done so, the industry is doomed to failure and will be considered as yet another phase of conventional finance, which infamously takes care of the haves but utterly ignores the plight of the have-nots. If we want to reduce income inequality among people of a country, the best way to do so might be to slow down the income growth of the highest paid workers in any firm operating in the Islamic finance industry or any other sector of the global Islamic economy. Higher taxes could be levied on high-income individuals in the Muslim world while transferring those resources to the middle and low-income groups of the societies we live in. We, as Islamic finance practitioners, policymakers, researchers, and other stakeholders, need to think about this issue seriously, as we cannot just continue with the growth of Islamic finance the way we've been doing for the past several years. We got a large number of masses whose lives have not been changed despite the significant growth the Islamic finance industry has shown in some of the Muslim countries during the past couple of decades. We know this topic might be controversial among our readers, and for that very reason, we welcome your thoughts on how should Islamic finance play an active role to address this burning issue. Feel free to contact us. Just leave a comment below so that we know exactly how you think and how we can help, how we can collectively solve the inequality problems, at least in the Muslim countries, if not in other parts of the world. Thank you so much.